Howdy doody.
Hey, and welcome to Studio 321 Spotlight from Gaston College. On our show, we get to know the working musicians from North and South Carolina. They come into the studio here and they play a taste of their music. Our guest today is Mickey Floyd, a master guitarist and band leader who's been kicking around the rock and Americana scene for quite some time now. So, Mickey, how's it going?
Doing good, man. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm glad you decided to come in the studio and talk to us today.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Listen, let's just jump right into it. You know, let's just toss it all away and get right into the meat and potatoes. Tell us how long you've been playing, or more importantly, when you got started. Tell us a little bit about that.
I got my first guitar at 14. I'm left-handed. I played upside down for a number of months to no avail.
We're talking about completely left-handed.
Right, just upside down. And then
Wow.
this old pro that knew my dad said, "What's he doing wrong?" I said, "Everything." So they turned me over, and it actually felt more natural with the neck hand on my left hand. And
the strings the way they should be.
Yeah. It's actually right-handed. It's called right-handed, but I'm a southpaw. 5 out of 7 people in my family are left-handed like me.
Really? That's interesting.
So you should see the tools with it. But I started playing with a family band at 15, and we traveled the country till my other brothers were of age, and they went into service and various things, and me and my younger brother stayed with the music, and we still actively play today. Instead of just getting real jobs like normal people, we decided to stick with the music industry, and it's fun, but not very profitable. But you know, it's a job.
Musicianship really isn't very profitable until you get lucky.
Well, you know, you can hang in the business and work. Like I do studio work, and I do work with other groups, and I have my own group called One Leg Rooster, which is a trio, and I really love working with them guys.
And you've actually done some recording here in the studio, a lot of recording actually.
When they first opened the program, I think it was in 2011, we did the first full CD project here.
Oh, wow.
It was a One Leg Rooster Running from the Colonel was the name of the, and our logo is a rooster with a peg leg, eye patch, and
oh, that's awesome.
Cigarette hand of a broke beak. So, you know, it was
We actually use a lot of your music for audio projects within the broadcast department, so I thought that was pretty cool that we got to actually meet a band who recorded here and use their music to do.
Well, they've been really good to us here. We've just finished our second CD recorded here. It's called E03, and they're mixing on it now. We're almost done with it. We're going to release 2 singles off of it.
How many tracks are on that album?
10.
10. That's good.
And
That's
we
a good
did
number.
10 on the other one. And we've done, with our group, we've done 3 albums since 2011.
Oh, wow.
And it's
You've been cranking them out.
Well, I don't know how long I can keep it up. But yes.
Well, you're only what, like 50, 49, something
62.
like that? That's ridiculous.
62.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all.
Born in 1951.
Wow. My dad was born in 51, actually. That's
I probably
interesting.
know him.
Yeah, Marcus
Same
Hyde.
hospital. or
Yeah,
something.
Marcus Hyde, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a musician too. He's
Yeah.
a musician too. He's a little picker, a little banjo picker. So, listen, let's go back to your start in music. I know you told me when on the break here, you were telling me a little bit about how you were young when you first really jumped into music, and
Yes.
you took off at a young age and got on the road. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we wanted to play, and we had a little brother. He was like 9 or 10, and he played rhythm. I was the lead guitar, and I had 2 older brothers that sang, and a sister that sang, and our bassist was my first cousin. And my dad kind of
Traveling band.
tried to envision us as like the White Jacksons back then, and that was back in the '60s, mid '60s, and we traveled quite a bit. We would play TV shows and military bases, USO stuff,
Oh, wow.
stuff like that. And some recording, 2 tracks back then, 2-track analog is what we recorded on.
Did you
back
go
then.
on LP at all?
We did 45s back
Oh,
then.
wow.
And never did my
Do
first.
you still have them?
Yes, I do.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
And when I went into service, I did a song for a film they were shooting in Charlotte, and I got to do the theme song, and had me as Airman Mickey Floyd on it with the buzz cut hairdo. And
That was pre Mickey.
Oh yeah, that was before the old hippie Mickey came out.
Yeah, old hippie Mickey. Yeah, I like that. I like that better.
But it was a lot of fun, you know. And I still really enjoy doing it. It's kind of like I don't know if it's an obsession or a passion, but I play every day.
Maybe a little bit of both. I think
or
it's
OCD.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure
could
it
be
has
either
one
one.
or two.
Could be
Yeah,
either
could
one.
be, yeah.
Now, after you played music as a child, you really got into touring, started doing that a lot. Was there some groups before One Legged Rooster that really kind of pushed you further as a musician? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I did get to play with Billy Joe Royal from back in the 60s. I played with Percy Sledge.
Oh, wow.
Played with Conway Twitty some.
That is awesome.
And I played with Alicia Bridges, who had a disco hit back in the day. I Like the Nightlife.
Yeah.
Played with her. She was a real. She was
I'll
a trio.
I'll start dancing to that here.
She was a trio, but the disco thing.
Nobody wants that though.
The disco thing didn't last that long.
Yeah, thank you.
But it was almost like prefab music. But I played various. I had a group called the Joe Daddy Band, and I played with.
Now, what kind of music was that?
We were a top 40 funk rock band, kind of patterned after Mother's Finest. It was kind of like our. We looked up to them back then. We thought they were way ahead of their time. They were integrated from back in the time, and they had a great rhythm section and two really good black lead singers, you know, Joyce Kennedy and Murdoch. They were just awesome.
So, I hate to cut you off, but I want to get to this music that you're going to be playing for us today. Tell us a little bit about that song that you're going to be. I know you're kind of going back and forth between two songs. We were talking about that.
Well, I had seen this. A guy had sent me a video of a guitarist named John Gome, and this guy has an acoustic guitar with mics all over it, and he does all these hand things.
Yeah,
and,
I've seen it a little bit. It looks like a mouse pad almost on
Well,
it.
he's kind of like a conga player that plays guitar too. He plays over the neck,
Oh, wow.
both hands, switches back and forth.
Tapping and hammering?
And I can't do none of that. But I really like the song he did, so I worked out a version of it that I like. It's one of my favorite songs when I heard it.
Very cool.
Chocolate Khan's Ain't Nobody is the name of the song. And I don't know if she did it on a solo career or she did it when she was with Rufus. Rufus and Chocolate Khan. I was a real big fan of those. And used to see him on Soul Train. And I don't know if it was on Dick Clark or not. He had all the Pat Boone type artists on his show at the time.
Well, we need to listen to this. I'm excited now.
Sure.
Let's take a listen to that. Wow, Mickey, that was the bomb diggity.
Thank you, man.
Listen,
Appreciate
tell
it.
me a little bit about what's coming up for you. What's new for Mickey?
Well, we're going to release our first single here very shortly. We've always released whole CDs, and there's so much music, such a glut of music, you know, with the internet and all that stuff going on. If you throw 10 songs out there, people might get 2 of them.
Are you going to be making this first single available online for people to listen?
Online and with physical copies too.
Awesome.
And we released our last CD was through Reverb Nation, and that was what we call the million seller. You have a million in your cellar that you can give away. But it's really hard to sell any kind of recorded music nowadays. It's so available, you know, and so
Everywhere.
accessible everywhere. And there's very few major artists that are actually have large record sales.
Do you have a local label actually promoting you guys, or what's going on?
Well,
with that?
this time we're going to be on it's called Windhaven Network. It's going to be our label this time out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Very
we're
cool.
hooking up with them, and this guy is a card-carrying Mensa guy, very, very computer savvy and marketing savvy. So we're hooking up with him this time to see.
And is he helping produce this album as well?
He's actually doing the after we do our mix down here. He's our mastering guy. He has a mastering lab there in St. Pete, and he does our mastering from there.
Gotcha.
I Dropbox him our master tapes. He said, "Don't send me no MP3s."
Now tell me a little bit more about the live gigs that are coming up. I know you have a lot of shows lined up.
Well, our biggest show that we're really excited about is this Saturday at the North Carolina Music Factory at ZBGB's.
Which is a great venue.
Oh, yeah. I went down there and judged a blues contest a couple of weeks ago at the saloon down there, but we're going to be playing at the ZBGB's, which is around the corner on the same complex there. Awesome venue, the whole thing.
You were telling me, actually on the break, you were telling me about some bands that are going to be playing with you. Tell us about that.
Ken Knox and Company's going to be there. Jimmy's Moped. I don't know if he's going to ride it or that's the name of the band. I'm not sure. The Southern Experience Band, a young and upcoming country rock group, very good band. And then we're going to play for the older folks, I guess.
But your music's going to be a hit. I just know it.
Well, we hope so. We have kind of a weird hodgepodge of styles that we incorporate jazz, funk, country, and blues, R&B. We just kind of, that's more or less what our style is. We call it foothills funk.
Now, and you're playing a lot of shows within the North Carolina area, right?
North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina. We've been invited to go to Utah this year, later in the summer, but it's a long way out there and back. Unless they fly us out there and back, then we're going to pass on it. You know
How many states have you played in?
I played in just about every state in America myself, except for California. That's no place
Really?
I stayed at.
Really?
Never played there.
I'm sure you're wanting to.
Yeah, I'd love to
at
go
least
there.
once. At
That's
least
when
once.
I'll have the big earthquake when I
Right.
get there. But, you know, I didn't
Just
book the
knowing that.
Titanic either, so you know.
knowing our luck, that would definitely happen. Now, whenever I know touring is going to be coming up with this new album, and you'll be playing a lot of shows. There was something told to me earlier about a Broadway show.
Yeah, 2 years ago, there's a company out of New York City hired me to play guitar with a theater show in Winston-Salem, and they do it every 2 years. And I got another one coming up in June, and it's with the lady's name is Lillias White. She was in the original Dreamgirls and in The Wiz. She won a Tony for the Dreamgirls, of the Broadway version. Yeah. And the music director is a man named Timothy Graffenreid, and he wrote the music for The Wiz.
Interesting, very interesting.
And I did it last year. Scaredest I've ever been on a stage because I don't read music.
I don't read music
And they sent me a tape of the first 13 songs, but there was 7 more they didn't tell me about and had music. I just kind of looked at it.
It's like, I kind of remember this. I'm just going to play it.
I think I'm busted. So I told at the end of the first rehearsal, I said, "Man, I can't read a lick of music. When you hear it, I can play it."
Right.
He told me not to worry about it. And so I just kind of learned and these were jazz show tunes, Lena Horne and Ethel Waters stuff. And I'd never played that stuff before. I know plenty of chords, but after listening to it and kind of watching his left hand to give me an idea what to play, and really had a ball doing it though.
So you've done some Broadway stuff. You've traveled around the
Done
country.
some orchestra stuff too. That's really fun.
You've done a lot. I'm actually pretty impressed with the type of experience you've been getting here lately. I just want to jump to another quick subject. Something I'm sure that a lot of listeners out there want to know. What do you feel about beach music?
Well, I played played beach music before, and I think I probably stepped in it a few times. Just kidding. My brother has a beach band, and he was playing with Billy Scott in the Party Prophets, and Billy passed away this past year. Matter of fact, me and my brother and my sister-in-law sang at his funeral. And but I have a lot of good friends that play beach music, and over the years, it's not my thing. I like something a little more challenging and not just.
It is pretty cookie cut.
Well, it's kind of what it is, you know, and a lot of people love it, you know, around here especially.
Yeah.
Just listen to the weekend radio. It's 27 hours straight of it. And,
exactly. So I got to cut it short. They're giving me the wrap-up sign out there. Thanks, guys. I'm getting on to the conversation now. I just want to thank you again for coming to the studio.
Hey, thank you, man. I've really enjoyed
I've
being
had
here.
a really, really good time talking to you.
Thank you. Same here.
Come back.
I sure will.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Listen, we need to tell the people out there how they can keep in touch with you and the stuff that One Legged Rooster is going to be doing. How can they do that?
They can find us online at onelegrooster.com or One Leg Rooster on Reverb Nation at www.reverbnation.com/One Leg Rooster. I think that's it.
// yeah, something like that.
Squiggly thing. I am technically
As long as they
challenged.
look up One Legged Rooster, I think will be good.
I've only had a computer for a year. And
Well, you're doing pretty good.
I felt like a monkey with a Rubik's Cube. You know, I'm just not really good at that sort of thing.
Mickey, again, I just want to thank you so much.
Hey, thank you,
I've had
man.
a blast with
I
you.
really
I've had a
enjoyed
blast
it.
with you. Well, that's the Studio 321 Spotlight for today. Find out more information about our show at studio321.org and Google Gaston College Broadcasting to find us on Facebook, read our blog, look at some pictures, get a good gossip on what's going on in here. We also have a good radio station, too, that you need to check out. The Studio 321 Spotlight is produced by the students here at Gaston College in the broadcasting program in the historic Dallas, North Carolina. Let's give them a big hand, okay? Students need to be... Yeah, exactly. These students need all the encouragement they can get, all right? Catch you later. See you next time.